And we are a go. We're talking about live video today. Before we just jump into live video, though, I do have a question for you. What is it that you want from your social media? Okay. And I'm not talking about I want people to feel good. I want to educate. Yes, those are all wonderful things to want. And I'm very proud of you for thinking of those things first. But what do you want back? What is your objective in doing the posting? Right? Are you looking for likes, loves, comments, people to click on your links, people to share your videos? What do you want them to do? I want you to give that some thought and type in some comments and let me know what is it that you want. We're going to use that here in a second. Most of the time, here, I'll put this question up while you're thinking of it. I know what I typically want is I want people to engage in that piece of content. I want them to comment and to participate with me in the discussion that we are having, right? That's what I want them to do. It's the first step in starting to have connections and conversations with the people that are following you, that are in your group, on your page, wherever it happens to be, right? One of the things I love, I've told you all this before, Jasmine Star, somebody that I love to follow. And one of the things that she says all the time is that content, specifically social media, is the start of the conversation. And I love that so much because it in and of itself, the post, the thing is not necessarily going to be what in a perfect world, they buy from you, right? From one post, but usually it's accumulation of those things. So there was something I watched. I don't know if you all saw Stephanie Thompson's video from when I was on vacation. It's a good one to watch. She talks about the ultimate landing page formula. So if you build your own landing pages, it's a good one to watch. But one of the things she said in there, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I need to start using this and give her credit for it. And I don't know if she came up with this or if she heard it from somewhere else. So I'm not quoting anybody here. But she said, when people like you and know you, I guess it would be the other way around, know you and like you, they will listen. When they trust you, they will buy. Oh my gosh, isn't that so good? Oh, I just loved it so much that I had to share it here. And so that's what we're talking about. When you're talking about social media, that is what you're trying to do. You're trying to build up that know, like, and trust. You hear people say that all the time, but now you understand why that's so important and how that's connected in. Okay. Now let me pull up comments. You all know I got to pull this up on my phone now and make sure that I'm not missing any comments. See if I got anything. Okay. I don't see any comments yet. So I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so you want them to start to engage. You want them to comment and you want to start a conversation. Now, ultimately, what you're hoping they do is buy. But they need to see you as an expert, as an authority, as somebody who can help them before they're going to buy. Okay, so you've got to balance engagement and authority. You got to balance both. Okay. We spent a lot of time last month talking about Facebook groups, and this came up several times. So what I would say is if any of you that are new to this Get on Camera group, first of all, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Many of you are here because you recently signed up to join in on the Go Live Challenge, which is happening in July. But if you miss those videos and you would like them, drop me a comment and just say, why don't you just say May videos, and I will send them to you. We did a lot of really good stuff. We talked about the algorithm and how it works. We talked about how to grow your group, how to build community, and this whole idea of balancing engagement and authority and how it all comes together is super important. Okay. So this is what we want. This is what you want to be doing. Well, one of the best ways that you can do this, both of them at the same time, is to go live. Going live drives more engagement, and it also sets you up to be an authority because you're typically educating, you're typically sharing information. Maybe you're sharing perspective and mindset shift stuff. Maybe you're giving how-tos. It doesn't matter what's inside that content. You are the expert that people are tuning in to learn from you. Okay, so going live is one of the few things that accomplishes both of these things. Okay. And by the way, I'm just recognizing I didn't even introduce myself to those of you that are new to this group. I'm Jamie Hain. I'm your video and growth coach. It's so great to connect and meet all of you. More on me here in a second. Okay, so here's what I want to know. When you think about going live and showing up on video, and I'm hoping that at this point you're like, yeah, I get it. I get what Jamie's saying. I need to do this. Okay, I want to know how consistent you are about doing this. So if you had to rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being not very consistent and 10 being like, you can set an alarm clock by me, where are you at in this spectrum at being consistent? Now, the reason I'm saying consistent is that it's not about frequency. It's not about you must go live every single day of the week in order to be successful. Nope. I go live once a week in my group. That's it. But you do have to be consistent. So how consistent are you? Now, I will say this. The scale is 1 to 10. If you're not doing this at all, you can give yourself a 0. If you've never gone live or it has been so long that you can't even remember the last time you went live, you can give yourself a 0. Otherwise, you should be somewhere in that 1 to 10 range. Okay. So comment, tell me what your number is. What I want to spend time on today and what you're going to get from this session is why going live is so important for you, for your audience, for your group, for your page, for your profile, whatever else it is, and why it's so important that you should put it right smack dab in the center of your social media strategy. That's what you're going to learn today. Right. Let me check comments and let's go back to this consistency thing. Let's see where we're at here. All right. So I see, okay, going back to some of the things you want in social media. Carol says, I want people to buy the program. Yes, that's what we want, right? You want them to become clients, right? I want them to engage. Yes, some sort of engagement. Honestly, kind of take whatever engagement they'll give you sometimes, right? Okay. Christine says, verification to clarity with my audience. Oh, I like that. I like that very much. Okay, so now on the consistency, I'm seeing some 1s. I'm seeing some 0s. I'm seeing a 9. And then Carol says, I'm going live every Wednesday. That's a 10. You're a 10, Carol. Good job, you. 10 out of 10. I like it. Sherry, why the 9? Why not 10? If you're doing it regularly, what's the difference? That's what I'd like to know. Oh, I just lost my space here. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Now I'm back with comments. All right. So consistencies may be an opportunity for us. Yes? Okay, for some of us anyway. So what I want to do first is go through a little bit of data. I want to see if I can't convince you to look at this a little bit differently. Okay, so let me pull this up. I've got a slide here and we're going to do it and let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, I want you to, this is multiple choice. Okay, so I want you to guess at some of these answers. You ready? Uh-oh, how do I advance? Here we go. Okay, question number 1. Live video gets how much more views over a pre-recorded video? So how many more people will watch a live video over a pre-recorded video? How many more views do they get? 2 times, 4 times, 6 times, 10 times? What do you think the number is? This is going to be so fun, except for the delay between where I'm at and your comments, but that's okay. I'll take it. Okay. Okay. 4. So you're thinking it's 4 times more. Okay. Sherry says D, 10 times more. All right. Any other choices? Facebook loves more live than pre-recorded video. Carol got it. 6x. Okay. Christine says D as well. All right. The answer is 4. 4 times more views. Okay. Now, this is what you got to realize when they are tabulating this data. They're tabulating this data throughout all of Facebook. Okay. I suspect some of you, especially like Carol and Sherry, who are consistently, there's that word again, showing up each and every week, going live, you probably are seeing 10 times more. I know I do. But the average is, the official word is 4x. Okay, let's do the next one. You ready? Okay. Now, comments. How many more comments does live video get over pre-recorded? So the difference is eyeballs watching versus I'm actually inspired to actually comment. What do you think? 3x, 4x, 5x, 6x. What do you think? This is so fun. I'm having so much fun with this. I feel like a teacher. Oh no, I lost my video again. All right. Okay. All right. 4x. We think it's 4x. Any other votes? Sherry says 3x. Any others? Depends on the person. I like that, Carol. I think you're probably right. Okay, so again, remember, this is official data. Again, tabulated across all of Facebook. I think Carol's exactly right. The person will make a difference here for sure. Okay, the official answer is 3 times. Anybody surprised by that? Oh wow, I was kind of surprised that it was so low. But I think I think I'm way beyond even 6x, to be honest. And it does depend on the person and what you do to drive that engagement inside that spaces. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Next question. Live video gets how many more comments over posts? Okay, so what are we talking about here? Before the last two, we were comparing live video over pre-recorded video. Okay, now I want to compare live video over a post. So color block, photo, graphic, whatever else it is. And if you've not watched my video on the graphic changes and the difference in the graphics, it's another good one to watch. If you want that video, just type the word graphics in the comments and I'll send it over to you. Okay, so what do you think? How much more, what X live video over posts? Sherry says 10x. What do the rest of you think? I keep scrolling on my phone to see more comments and it doesn't work. Okay. All right. No more guesses. Let's see here. It is 10x. Ding, 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 ding. You're right, Sherry. Okay. I suspect, again, depending on the person, for some of you, it's even more. All right, let's do the next one. What % of people say that watching a video helps them make a buying decision? So this is, do they prefer, if you will, to watch a video if they're going to make a buying decision? So this goes back to that thing that we want from the very beginning. What is it we want out of social media? We want people to buy whatever it is that our program, our offer, or whatever it is. So what % of the population says that a video helps them with that buying decision? So we got 23%, 48%, 69%, 72%. What do we think? Okay. I love it. This is so fun. I love you all guessing these things. This is a riot. Other than the delay. The delay is annoying, but that's okay. We work through. Okay, Kelly says 48%. She thinks it's 48%. So does Sherry. You guys are agreeing on the 48%. Any other guesses? What % of people say watching a video helps them make a buying decision? You ready for the answer? Drum roll, please. 69%. Is that not crazy? Is that not crazy? 69% of people. That is a huge change. Huge change, because I don't think that was always the case, but it is now. Isn't that awesome? I'm trying to remember the 72%. I did see that data. Did I keep that somewhere here? Hold on. 72%. There was something I wanted to touch on the 72%. Am I going to be able to find it right now? Probably not. Look at all my notes. There was something to the 72%. Of course, I'm not going to find it. Something like people want to learn. I think that was the 72%. People would rather watch a video to learn. 72%. Interesting, right? Okay, next question. Percent of people between the ages of 35 and 55 who prefer to watch the videos live. What % of the population in that age range would rather watch a live video over anything else? What do we think? What is our guesses on this one? Everybody's shocked by the last slide. You're still wowing over the last slide. I know, right? 69%. But think about it. Think about that. While you're thinking about your answer to this question, I want you to really stop and think about that. When was the last time that you bought something, anything, something on Amazon, an ad from Facebook, and it takes you to the website, and what do you look for? You look for the video, because the video is going to explain all the stuff. The video is going to help you see it and hear it and feel it and experience it and get it so much more. That's what we look for. So it's not all that surprising when you think of it from that perspective. Okay. So, okay. Guesses on the what percent of people. Carol's hedging her bets. Carol says it's either 52 or 67. It's one of the two. Christine says 67%. Okay. I would have thought it was the high one as well, but it's 52. 52% prefer to watch a live video. Okay. I was ready to jump the gun, and I think I got one more slide. So let's do one more. Okay. Knowing all of this, knowing all of these high numbers, what percent of content on Facebook is live video? Of all the stuff on Facebook, what percent of that content is live video? Knowing that people prefer it, they want it, it gets more engagement, it gets more comments. What do we think? So much fun. Okay. Carol says 12.8. What other guesses you got? Those of you that here's the thing. Those of you that are watching on the replay, I hope you play along with this as well, because you can still get more of these right. Okay, 7%, 12%. Okay, so you're still thinking it's low. You're right. It is a low number. It is 12.8. So what I'm trying to get you to understand here, let me switch this off. What I'm trying to get you to understand here is the answer to this question. Whoops, where'd my banner go? Why should you go live? That's why you should go live. At least part of the reason you should go live. You're going to get more views. You're going to get more comments. You're going to reach more people in the way they want to learn. You're going to help people make buying decisions by being on video. And there's this huge opportunity out there, because if only 12% of the content is live video, oh my gosh, you can step up and dominate in that space, right? Okay, so are you convinced yet? Have I convinced you to be like, okay, I'm in. I'm going to do this? Maybe not quite yet. All of the data that I've shared is really about how you get the algorithm to work in your favor. And that's only part of why you should go live, but it's a big part, okay? The rest of it is about connecting with your people, okay? So what you have to recognize is that when you go live, it is a two-way dialogue, okay? Just like it is in this call. Even if you're watching a replay of a live video, it still feels more like a two-way dialogue. I'm asking questions, you're answering questions. You ask questions, I answer questions. It is a really incredible way to connect and engage with your people, okay? It also can be faster for them to make those connections. It's one thing to read a post, or one thing to answer a question or respond to a poll, but you can actually learn in this kind of environment. And so what can happen is you, as the viewer, you get a small win. And if you get a small win, then you start to go back to that, what I said earlier, right? When you know and like somebody, you will listen. I'm going to tune in to that live because I know and like her, but I'm going to buy when I trust her. And so how do you build trust? If I can get you to have a small win, it doesn't matter if it's this big, you now start to trust me. And it might take multiple of those small wins for you to be like, oh my gosh, I have learned so much. What would it be like if I were in her program? What would it be like if I was in her membership? What would it be like to work with her one-on-one? I know she can help me. That is the power of live video. Okay, so now the question is, are you motivated and convinced to give this a shot? Are you at least willing to entertain this idea of, okay, Jamie, you've convinced me, I need to get on board? I sure hope so. Now the question becomes, this guy, what's in the way? What stops you, or what resistance exists to doing this? This morning I went through, I had some new members join the group. And so I was looking at their video challenges, which they submit. You know, when you join a group, one of the questions that you ask when you enter this group is, what's your biggest challenge with video? And do you want a tip on that? So I was going through some of those tips, and I ended up going back through like the last few hundred or so that people have joined. And there's some consistency in those answers. The what gets in the way I saw things like, all sorts of versions of nervous or scared or fearful. I saw all sorts of versions of what I would consider imposter syndrome. I'm not good enough. I doubt myself. I don't like how I look, how I sound, etc. But I also saw a lot of, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. Or a very specific might say, I'm doing this and it's not working and I don't know how to course correct and do it right. Yeah. Well, here's the really, really good news. Actually, let me do this first. Let me ask one more question of you. Again, 1 to 10 on a scale. If you can absolutely do 0 here, if you've never done it, but if you've at least gone live once, how effective are you at going live? Okay, so a little bit different than the previous question, which was about consistency, but how effective are you? So 1 would be a not so good. 10 would be like I could be teaching this, Jamie. Get out of the way. I'm going to take over. 1 to 10, where are you at? Let's see what kind of numbers we have in here. Now, here's the challenge. I'm going to see numbers, and I won't know if you're guessing from the previous quizzes or if this is your guess here. Learn from what I tell you to do, not from what I do. Because now I'm going to go back through all these comments. I'm going to see numbers that are going to make 0 sense to me after the fact. But that's okay. That's what makes it fun, right? Okay, so I see a 6. I see a 1. What else? What else do you say? And what do I mean by effective? What I don't want to do is have you rate yourself. It's not about how good are you. It's about is it effective? Is it accomplishing all of the things that we've been talking about, right? So we've been talking about wanting to get engagement, wanting to get comments, wanting to get people to ask questions, to buy. Is it effectively doing those things? That's the real question. Now, yes, can effective also be how comfortable do I feel? How compelling is my message? How clear is my message? Yeah, all of that kind of goes in. So if you want to give yourself a different rating and you want to say, well, on this, I'm a this, I'm a this, you do what you want, right? There's no rules here. Okay. So the whole point, I think what I'm trying to make here is there is an opportunity here. There's an opportunity for us to be more consistent. There's an opportunity here for us to take advantage. And in order to achieve the things that we want, we need to be doing this thing. And there's an opportunity to get better at it, to improve upon it. Okay. For those of you that are brand new to this world and you've never gone live, or you're just getting started with this idea, if you've not yet registered for the Go Live Challenge, you're in luck. We're doing it again in July. Now, for those of you that have done it before, come on, you can do it again and again. It's great practice. It's great fun. And you might learn something a little different, right? They are live events. So I take your questions, and sometimes the questions will be different. So I've got people that have done this 6, 7, 8 different times, and I love it. So anybody is welcome. The link to register is up above. It is a free challenge. Doesn't cost you anything. It is 4 different live trainings over 2 weeks. So we spread it out so you've got room to practice. That's what's most important. Practice. Okay. Now, I want to spend some time talking about why you should put live video at the center point of your strategy. Okay. What I want you to think about is this. I know for me, when I in the last, let me go back a year ago. So a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago, my Facebook group was dead. You've heard me talk about this before. I was struggling with my social media strategy. I didn't have a strategy. I had a throw something and hope that it sticks. That was my strategy. I don't know. Let's try this today. I don't know. Maybe I'll try this. I was all over the place and all over random, and it was stressing me out. And the amount of time that I was spending to figure it out and understand what I wanted to post, it was making me crazy. And even underneath all of that, it just felt off. It felt like it was not intentional, like I had no purpose, that I was just, throwing spaghetti at the wall, and hope is not a strategy. You're not hoping that it sticks. You want to know that it sticks, right? And I just kept struggling with this whole idea, and I kept thinking, I can figure out a better way. And listen, I will tell you, I have bought so many programs from other coaches on social media. I know I've bought them all. And each and every one just made me more frustrated because it was still this randomness. And I was overwhelmed with creating content all of the time. It made me nuts. And what I was seeing is that my live videos, those were that was the bright shining star in the midst of my strategy. Those live videos were the ones that got the most engagement, the most likes, the most loves, the most comments. And then everything else just felt like, ugh. And the pieces and the parts never connected for me. And I don't know if that, like, as you hear me tell that story, does that resonate with you? Do you feel that way about your own content sometimes? I hope so. And so what I started to kind of piece together is this whole idea of, okay, if this live is this bright shining star of my social media content, what if that was my plan? What if that was the actual strategy here? And then, like, I don't know if you've ever had this happen, but like you get this random thought like that, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm onto something here. Like, this makes so much sense. And that's how I was feeling. I was feeling like, okay, I got this now. This is all coming together. And so, what I basically figured out is that if I just picked a theme for the month, and then underneath that theme, so think about it like a category, if you will. Underneath that theme, I had a topic for each week. And that topic was my once a week live. Okay, you following me? So a theme for the month. Let me back up here. A theme for the month, a topic for the week, and that topic was the basis of my live video. And then I plan that live video first. And then all the rest of my content around that live is all based on that same topic. Okay. So I don't know if hearing that makes the light bulb go on for you, but it was going on for me. And I was like, oh my, this is like a game changer. This makes everything so much easier. I only have to come up with one topic for the week. And ideally, those 4 weeks all connect together into my theme. And then all my content is about that. And I've not looked back since. It has been so much easier. So much easier. So I would encourage you to try this. Okay. If you're convinced that live video needs to be important, if I've convinced you of that today, then I want to encourage you to say, okay, what if you made it the center part of your strategy? Put it at the center, right there in the center. Okay. So what could you do? Think about it like this. What's a topic you could cover next week? If you want to get down to something even more simple, what's one little thing that you could teach me in your niche, you showing me your expertise that would help me have a little win? What is that one topic? Okay. Plan a live video. I'm going to go live and I'm going to teach you to do what? What is the thing? And then figure out all your content around that one thing. So if you're somebody who likes quotes or color blocks or quick tips or polls or whatever the types of posts you want to do, they're all themed around that one piece of content. Makes so much more sense. Okay, I'm going to stop and look at questions, see if you guys have any. Okay, I'm seeing, come on. Okay, no questions. You're all good. I like it. So I guess my question for you is, what do you think about this idea? Is it something that you're willing to like, okay, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a try. Let's see if it makes my social media easier next week. I sure hope so. Okay. If you do have questions, now's the time to drop them. Okay. What inevitably comes up as I'm working with people here, and by the way, if I missed sharing this earlier, I think I did. Our theme, going back to here, what's the theme? Our theme for this month in the Get on Camera group is social media and content. Okay. My topic for this week is going live. So you're going to see posts and things about going live. You've probably already seen that, right? My live today is about going live. Next week, my topic of the week is about content pillars. Okay. So what am I talking about here? How do you pick your topics? How do you pick your theme? How do you pick the topics for the different weeks? Is that you define content pillars. Who's familiar? Are you familiar or not familiar with content pillars? Give me a yes or a no in the comments. Yes, you know content pillars. Yes, you have them. No, you don't. You have no idea. Or is it somewhere in the middle? You've heard about them, but nobody's ever taught you how to use them. Regardless of what answer you give in there, next week's live is all about content pillars. And we're going to talk all about content pillars all next week inside this community. We might still have some live video trickle in, but you get what I'm saying here. Okay. Okay. Let me see if we got anything. I'm just checking. Okay. No more questions have come in. So why, I want another little teaching moment here. So theme for the month, topic for the week. That topic is your life. Social media all falls around it. Okay. Now, why am I doing all of this? Because I have an offer that I'm going to make to all of you. So again, going back to what we talked about at the very beginning, yes, you want people to engage in your content. You want them to comment and like and share and watch and all of those things. We want all of that activity, but engagement alone is not enough. We also want them to buy from us. We want them to sign up for our programs. So how do you connect your social media with your offer? They have to be connected here. So back here where you are picking your theme for the month, you've got to focus on what is the offer that I'm extending this month. Okay. The offer that I'm going to be extending this month is my Spark Your Social Strategy work. It has been, I'll tell you this, it has been a 4-week group coaching program. I'm going to make it 6 weeks because I think it needs to be more. So I'm going to teach, you're going to learn everything that I'm talking about here and then so much more. Okay, so my offer for the month is Spark Your Social Strategy. How do I pick my theme for that month is how much of that offer am I going to give away for free? How much of that little win am I going to have you get so that you go, oh my gosh, this is so good. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love figuring all this out. Oh my gosh, this is so helpful. This is so great. I want the rest. I want more. I want to take that program because I want to learn the rest of it. You see how this is connected? Okay. All right. For those of you that are like, okay, what is this Spark? Here's the truth. I'm switching it up. It was 4 weeks. I'm moving it to 6 weeks, putting some more stuff in. And so I'm in this state of, I don't have it all together. Should I have had it together for today? Yes. Okay. I should have had it ready to go so that you could have signed up today, but I don't have it ready to go. So for now, all I have is a wait list. But here's what I'm going to commit to you. If you get on the wait list, you're going to get into Spark Your Social Strategy at the same price that's been, which is $197. But for those not on the wait list, the offer is going to be higher than that because I'm adding more to the program. So there's a little incentive for you to get on the wait list. Okay. All right. If you got any questions, let me know. I'll talk about that. Any questions? How long have we been going? 35 minutes. Any questions about live video, why you should do live video, why it's so important? We could even, if you've got questions about consistency or anything around that, ask it. I'm happy to answer those questions. And then also this whole idea of putting your live video at the center of your social media strategy and why that's going to save you time. And it's going to be so much better in terms of ease and speed and connection points. And it's just going to feel like it's so much more integrated and connected. It's one of the best things I have ever done. Okay. All right. So if you got questions on all of that, drop them in the comments. Even if you're watching on the replay, if you drop them in the comments, I will get back to you. Let me see if there's any comments before I wrap up. Okay. Carol says she just finished Spark. That's right. She did. She did. And if I do remember, she was giving herself some pretty high scores. So just saying. Okay. All right. Your call to action for today is this. I want you to make a commitment to yourself. I want you to make a commitment to yourself to get started. If you haven't started going live, make a commitment to start. Okay. If you need an additional step on that get started point, that's where you sign up for the Go Live Challenge because it's going to help you jumpstart the whole getting started process. Okay. If you rated yourself low on the consistency spot, remember we did 1 through 10 on consistency, then your commitment is not necessarily about getting started. It is about being consistent. Okay. The best answer or the best advice that I can give you on consistency is there's no right or wrong answer. Okay. I always recommend to my clients go live once a week, but it's gotta be about what will you actually do. Okay. So if once a week seems like, once a week, I can't, is it once a month? Is it twice a month? How many times will you actually commit to doing it? That's how you start with this consistency thing. And then how do you stay with it? Instead of putting it on your to-do list, you put it on your calendar. If you want to go a step further, you actually create an event in your Facebook group so that your people know that you're going to be going live at this day and time, and that accountability in that, you'll show up because you don't want to let them down. Okay. So your call to action is to make a commitment. If you want to drop it here in the comments, I'll rally and cheer you on and support you. There's something that happens when we put it in writing and we say, this is the commitment that I'm going to make. So I would encourage you right now, while you're thinking of it, while you're inspired, is to write out that commitment. What are you committed to doing as it relates to live video? And whether that's on your profile, your page, your group, it can be anywhere. You pick. That's the beauty of having your own business. You get to decide. You get to figure out what works for you. Okay? Okay. Wrapping us up today. What I want you to remember most from this session is that it is about balancing both ends, right? You want comments and you want engagement. Yes, for sure, because that starts the conversation. But you also want to show up as the authority and the expert that you are. You need to balance both of those in order to get know, like, and trust, right? So I'm going to quote Stephanie Thompson again, who said, when they know you and like you, they will listen. That's when they're going to tune in and watch your lives. When they trust you, they will buy from you. And live video is a way to not only grow your business, remember that algorithm and all that wonderful data that we looked at, but it also helps you make connections with your viewers, with your audience, with your people, whatever it is that you call them. Those connection points are what builds that know, like, and trust. So my call to you is start having conversations. All you got to do is start. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day. Have a great week. For those of you that have fun plans for Father's Day weekend, this weekend in the US, enjoy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads. And I'll see y'all next week. Don't forget. Bye, guys.